Hey, what is up everyone out in YouTube land? This is Matthew Dale for All Things Music and All Things Guitar. Wanted to give you guys a bit of a studio tour today. So we're gonna start over here on the left and work our way over. So let's get started over here. And I'll give you the guitars first. So I've got 8 guitars hanging up on my wall right now. Over here, these 4, starting with this guy right over here, the nylon string. This is a Jose Ramirez, I believe, 2CWE, you can kind of see over there. Great kind of hybrid style, fusion style nylon string. They've got a little bit of a slimmer neck rather than like a 2-inch nut width, you know, up here like a traditional classical guitar. So they're a little bit, you know, a little bit easier for a mostly electric player like myself to play, and it sounds great. It's got a Fishman electronics built in, and it sounds great. I've played it on a number of gigs for that nylon string kind of jazz, classical fusion type sound. This is one of my most prized possessions over here. This is my Collings 290 with the dog hair, what they call the dog hair finish, Lawler gold foil pickups, which sound awesome. It's like this real beefy, mid-rangey telly sort of sound I get out of it. And it's got the matching pickguard and the matching peg head up there. You can see Collings 290. Wonderful sounding guitar, excellent single coil tones. Definitely a unique guitar as far as sound is concerned. And then this is actually my dad's 1986 ES335. So he's been so gracious to have me kind of hang it up on my wall over here and pick it up and play it every now and then. I don't really play it live a whole lot. I used to actually play it live quite a bit, but beautiful guitar, sort of a vintagey Gibson from the 80s, which is really nice. And then my mains are on either side of my computer desk here. This is my Mccarty, my PRS Mccarty 594 in this beautiful charcoal finish with a Carina body. This one's actually a wood library model, so it's got a little bit, it's got some unique woods on it. It's also, if I can kind of take it off here with one hand, it's got the matching flame maple neck with the Carina body. I think it looks really cool. Sounds great, excellent guitar. This guitar really does the whole 58, 59 Les Paul thing really well. I've never actually played a 58 or a 59, but it's definitely done that thing for me. Wonderful playing guitar, great vintage Les Paul type of thing. Let's go over here and then we'll circle back around. My other PRS is a DGT, the David Grissom Trim model, which is amazing. It's a little bit hotter pickups on these guys here, so it's got a little bit more of a punch to it, but it's a really sweet mid-rangey punch. And the DGT, incredibly comfortable. I love this detail. So on the dots, they're not just dots. They actually have a crescent moon in them, which I think is really kind of a nice, subtle nuance thing on the dots there. And that's got the mahogany neck, mahogany back. And then this is kind of a parts caster telly that I built. It's a Fender. It's a Mexican series from about 96. And then I redid the finish on it, and I also upgraded the pickups to some Lawlers and did some of my own custom electronics on it. So it's really just kind of my project guitar. Needs some fretwork right now, so I might do that and then play that one more. We'll see. And then I have my Acoustics over here. They are both from Bedell guitars, and one is what they call their 1964 series. That's this one. It's in a parlor, kind of an LOO shape, body size with mahogany back and side. All solid wood, sounds amazing, sounds incredible. And I have this, what they would refer to as their Earth Song over here, which is a maple back and side, and they both have Sitka spruce tops, which is a little bit, this one's a little bit of a brighter guitar as opposed to this. They both sound great. I play this when I play solo a lot, since it's got a little bit of a wider voice, and this one really sticks out of a mix, so I'll play this in a band usually a little bit more. And let's see, let's go down to my main electric rig, this guy down here. This is the Acoustics 3. This is my main guitar rack down here that I've got all my fun live stuff in. So I'm running the Acoustics 3, which is just a powerhouse of guitar tone. And below it, I've got a Shure Guitar wireless already built in and already pre-wired to the Acoustics, as well as a PSM 900 IEM system, Furman power conditioner, like, you know, the ubiquitous Furman power conditioner. And then from a company called Bestronics in Illinois, this is my rack panel that really kind of, here it is, now I can show it to you on the screen. This is my rack panel that really kind of makes all this really easy to deal with. I've got a power cable that disconnects my outputs, a separate pair of inputs, a second pair of outputs, my IEMs in, and then the fast link for anyone that is familiar with the current generation of the Fractal stuff. This runs your controllers, and this is great because this is just a single XLR that powers the control units and sends all the data digitally. And then a USB, and my wireless antennas are all built into this thing. And it means that I don't have to get into the back of this rack at all. Everything is taken care of by the front panel. I've also got my QSE K10s over here. These are what I use in my studio. I've got two K12s that I use live. If I move my backpack over here, I've got two K12s that I use live, and I also have this little acoustic image 10.2, which is a great little, really portable system. It's got two 10-inch drivers in it. One is down firing, one is, you know, front firing, but it's a really flexible system. I just used it live for a gig to run vocals and a guitar, as well as some other things that I had going on. So really flexible system there, nice and portable. I got a couple of bags down there that I keep stuff in. And then we'll keep with the amplifier theme. This is my Blackstar Artisan 15. This is really kind of a boutique AC15 style thing that they do from Blackstar. Two different channels. It's got the EF86 channel, like the original line of the AC30s and the AC15s, as well as a 12AX7, and you can blend the two channels, which is kind of cool. So great AC tones out of this. I'm also running a Dr. Z brake light to turn it down, because even though it's only a 15-watt package, I run it in 5-watt mode most of the time when I'm playing, and it's still a monster. It's pretty loud, but it sounds great. And another prized possession that I have over here, this is my 74 Fender Deluxe Reverb. And I found this, actually I didn't find it, it walked into a music store where my friend Zach was working, and they wanted to sell it, and Zach's like, hey, you won't believe what came in through the door, you might be interested. And he was right, I was interested. So vintage Fender, I had it all gone through, and it checks out. It's kind of like that closet classic thing that you hear about. So it's really a pretty incredible find. And then I have kind of a homemade 2x10 cabinet down there that I built for fun. Down here I have my Fractal Controllers and the Fractal FM3. This is really kind of like my main live rig. And when I don't want to pull the big rack unit out and gig with that, I just bring my FM3, which is incredible because it sounds pretty much identical to the big rack unit. Doesn't have quite the processing power, but it gets the job done for sure. And Fractal is so versatile that I can run the two units together. I can plug in my FC6 to the FM3 and get more controllability out of it, as well as my effects pedal over there. So right now, this controller is plugged into the Acoustics. Over here on my desk, I do have an iMac. I'm a Mac guy, so sorry for any of you PC guys out there. But run a Mac, I'm pretty familiar on that, and a lot of the programs that I like to use are on Mac. Really the hub of my home studio is my Presonus Studiolive 16. This guy down here. I run all of my stuff. I don't know if you can see the scribble strips, but I've got a couple mics that I leave set up, my FM3, my Acoustics, my computer audio, iPad audio that's Bluetooth, a separate channel that I run a click track from Studio One, a separate 1/4 inch in that I use a lot for students and stuff, and then USB 1 and 2, because if you have tried to do any lessons or audio stuff in the COVID times, with Skype or Zoom or anything, they always run off of USB channels 1 and 2. That's where they default to. So I went ahead and I routed something into the board channels 27 and 28 so that I always have these coming into my computer no matter what, which is handy. And then I've got a plethora of other inputs that I don't really need, but it's nice to have for rehearsals where I can run everything into my soundboard here. This is also my main studio interface, and I take it out. I take it out of my desk here when I need to use it live, and I'm actually doing that for a rehearsal tomorrow for the Prophecy Show, a tribute to Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is a show production that I play guitar in. We're getting ready to hit the road, so that's pretty exciting. And then I have a little Arturia keyboard. I don't really play much keyboard, but when I need to input chords into a backing track or something, that's the guy I use. And I'm running Presonus Eris E5s, 5-inch studio monitors. These sound great. As well as, again, nice for rehearsals. This is a HP4 headphone amplifier from Presonus, and I'll run wired in-ears if I have any people rehearsing in my home studio here that want to use in-ear. So I've got 4 channels of that. It's all coming from one dedicated mix out of my mixer. Usually it's probably this mix right here, which I think I'm pumping the mains into. So it can be nice if anyone wants to use in-ears. I've been doing that a lot lately. And that's my studio desk. The desk itself is actually a woodworking project that I did. I'm a little bit of an amateur woodworker, so I wanted to really kind of build the thing around the soundboard, around the Studiolive. So I have a little riser, little rack below that the Studiolive sits on, and I've got my work surfaces up top, and then I even went ahead and built in a bit of a dust cover that sits down on here. Again, sorry for the bad camera angles, trying to do this one-handed. So I can do that for a flat surface and then pull that off when I need to use my mixer, which I'm usually using my mixer quite often, so I usually have it off. And then now for some of the boring stuff, I've got a cabinet that I keep a bunch of music in, microphones and studio stuff, guitar stuff in that upper thing over there. The ubiquitous gaff tape that always comes in handy at some point, as well as mic stands and a flashlight, I don't know, for whatever particular reason. I've got a piano over here which collects dust, usually, it seems. Right now it's collecting playing cards and a book from the Witcher series, which is really good. Check it out if you haven't. And then I've got a whole cabinet full of stuff here. Houses my printer and Gwent the card game from The Witcher 3. I'm a bit of a fan of The Witcher, if you haven't already guessed. And then I do have, of course, a music stand, some of my studio lights from filming some stuff lately, and my buddy's drum set that I have over here. Shout out to my buddy Jackson that brought his drum kit over here, and I keep it over here, or he keeps it over here, I should say, for rehearsals and for other people to jam on, and every now and then I'll jam on it as well. So that should about cover it. I think I hit all the main stuff. Most of the time everything happens at the desk there, which makes things a little bit easier. And that'll do it until the next one. So I hope you guys are doing good out there. If you want some more guitar-related content and music-related content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you back here on the channel.